The following is a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting Dowling Catholic sports on Iowa Catholic Radio.
And good morning and welcome to Wells Fargo Arena here in downtown Des Moines as we bring you semifinals of the 2023 Girls State Basketball Tournament, Class 5A from Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Mark Amadale joined by Scott Babidat this morning as we preempt regular scheduling program for the next hour and a half or so to bring you state tournament basketball. And Dowling girls advancing, and they are taking on a very fine and undefeated Pleasant Valley team. And Scott, what a matchup we have in the semifinals. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It looks to be a great matchup for Dowling and Pleasant Valley. It's the third time this year Dowling gets to play the number one team in the state.
That's true.
So I know the girls are ready for that and excited for that, the coaching staff. It's just an amazing environment here, and following that first game today, hopefully we'll have another great game here today.
Yeah, the winner of the Dowling and Pleasant Valley game will play Johnston, the defending champions. They clawed out a victory, if that's maybe the correct term that we could use. 42-35, Johnston defeating Ankeny Centennial. So the Johnston Dragons back to the state championship game for, I think, the third straight year, winning last year, losing the year before. And I don't know if they got the title, but nonetheless, what a run by Johnston. And the winner of this game will face the Dragons tomorrow night at 6 o'clock is when the 5As tip off on a Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, they played a great game. We were joking about it's kind of a rock fight game, but you know, at the end, Johnston won the fourth quarter 8-2 to pull that out in the end by 7.
Well, Dowling will be the visitor this morning, which will turn into afternoon here in less than a half hour, as we try to set up right across from the Dowling bench. That way Coach Danner knows where to report. Doesn't have to find us here on this media row. But we're also sitting on ice. My feet are already cold, and they weren't cold the other on Monday, but they are now. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe just bad socks I have for insulation.
I wasn't thinking about it till you brought it up, but it is kind of cold there.
Well, what a matchup. The Dowling girls bring a 17-game winning streak. Bruins have won 18 of the last 19 games. You know, now you get all these athletic directors get in, their team's not even playing. I don't understand that. Thanks, Brad. Brad Rose at Valley. And he was our halftime guest the other night during the boys sub-state game I did on live stream. But Bruins, what a story this year. Winning 17 in a row after being 5-4 at Christmas break. They've rolled off a 17-game winning streak. They won 18 of 19, and they've done it with kind of tweaking their defense. I think they were giving up, and I was talking to one of the Cedar Rapids media about this. They were giving up about 52, 53 points in the months of November and December. Now they're averaging 42 points, and they've knuckled down on their defense, Scott, and that's what's gotten Dowling this far.
They have, and you know, we talked about it so many times, but their on-ball defense has been so much better that they haven't needed to help off as much. And when, you know, you always teach help defense, but if you don't have to use it, it's even better. And so, you know, on ball and you know, stopping dribble drives, walling up and stopping them before they get in the lane, contesting every shot. I know that's a big thing for the coaching staff today is contest every shot. One contested shot every time down if you don't turn them over. And then rebounding and getting out and going on the run to beat their zone back.
Well, Dowling led by Ava Zedeker, the sophomore, averaging just under 20 points a contest. Julia Moore, Lauren Frericks, the two seniors, averaging 8 and 6 points respectively. Layla Tritton, another sophomore, averaging 6.5 points. But Ellie Muller, off the bench, averaging 8.5 points, 7.5 rebounds. And, you know Zedeker is going to have her game. It's just a matter of who's going to surround her, what the other team's going to give you. And that all goes back to scouting reports. And this is the first time ever that Pleasant Valley and Dowling have met. Now, Pleasant Valley is led by Haley Weiss. Weiss, a 6'2 senior. She's going to attend Marquette University next year. Leads a team slightly under 21 points is what she averages, but has 71 steals. And those two guards matching up, Zedeker and Hallie Weiss, will be interesting because there's another Weiss in the team, and she will come off the bench, or she will also start, and that's Haley Weiss. So you have Hallie and Haley. And Haley is a 5'11 sophomore and more of a defender and a rebounder. So that'll be some of the matchups we see between the two schools who have never played each other in girls basketball.
They haven't, but if you look at the scouting reports of both these teams, they both epitomize what you see with teams. When you do things well, when you're a good team, you do the easy or the simplest things well, and so it makes you easier to scout in a lot of ways, because in a lot of ways you don't care what the other team knows, because you're going to out-execute them or you're going to perform your counters. And Pleasant Valley's been strictly a 2-3 zone team the last 5 or 6 years that I've been around, so that's easy to scout. They extend it, they try to trap in certain situations, but their length is something Dowling's going to have to compete with today.
Well, Pleasant Valley's head coach Jennifer Getz in her 12th year. Well, she coached 1 year, not just near the river down there in eastern Iowa, and that was at Davenport Assumption, led them to the state title back in 2011. Then she got the job at Pleasant Valley and has been there ever since. So she knows what she's doing. She's also in the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Hall of Fame as an athlete playing for Assumption. So two pretty good matchups. Now, Pleasant Valley, the Spartans, as they're known, their record's 24 in a row, but they have won 37 of their last 38 games, which is just amazing. Their only loss last year in the semifinals to the Johnson team that just defeated Ankeny Centennial. So how everything kind of intertwines, but what a run by Pleasant Valley. And they are probably the state's leading defensive team, averaging just over 28 points. That's all they give up. So the Maroon offense will have to really crank it up to this morning and evening, or afternoon, excuse me.
They are, and out of their defense, even though they're playing that zone, they'll do some trapping. They're averaging 16.6 steals a game, so they are active on their defense. I think a lot of that has to be the active hands. Dowling's going to try to attack that zone, probably from the sides a little bit or the baseline, but when they drive, they have to drive and kick early. Early in the year when we played Valley, a lot of turnovers because the girls drove in too deep, got caught in a double team. So you'll want to drive and kick early and open shots for the Maroons to attack this zone and try to bring them out.
You're listening to the pregame show as we preempt regular programming here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinet, as we are courtside here at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Dowling taking on number 1 ranked Pleasant Valley. We're going to take a 1-minute break and return. Reminder of the Iowa Catholic Radio semi-annual fundraiser going on right now, and you can pledge your donation. And a reminder, we are giving away 2 tickets for King and Country at the Iowa State Fair today only, with a tax-deductible gift of $50 or more. You can get in that drawing. You can call 515-223-1150. We have folks back at our studios, volunteers standing by, or iowacatholicradio.com. You can give online. Again, it's tax-deductible, but $50 gift today gets you in the hunt for 2 tickets to King and Country later on this summer at the Iowa State Fair. We'll take a 1-minute break. Jimmy Olson is our studio producer. We'll return with starting lineups when we return to Wells Fargo Arena on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Cy Kellett from Catholic Answers Live. It's time to evangelize, and Catholic Radio is the premier tool to do it. This platform is reaching hearts and minds that otherwise might not hear the life-saving truth of the gospel. Even one soul is a soul worth saving, and now is your chance. During our pledge drive this spring, make a pledge to ensure that every soul can hear the life-saving truth. No matter the dollar amount, your donation will make a difference. And what a beautiful gift that is to give. Please support Catholic Radio so that others can know the love of our Lord. God bless you.
515-223-1150. It's the semi-annual fundraiser here at Iowa Catholic Radio. As you heard Cy mention, we're all called to evangelize. Iowa Catholic Radio provides you the opportunity to do just that. If you're not comfortable maybe getting behind a microphone and proclaiming the good news that way, maybe you can unleash that charism in others. Pick up that phone right now, 515-223-1150 or iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinet, as we bring you the girls' Class 5A state basketball tournament here in downtown Des Moines. We preempt regular programming. We appreciate all the assistance back at Iowa Catholic Radio, as the winner of this game will face Johnston in the state championship game tomorrow night. It'll be 6 o'clock tip-off, and if it's Dowling, we will be there. If it's Pleasant Valley, we'll be listening, I'm sure, or watching. But it's always exciting. As Scott let's get right to it. They're going to introduce the teams right now, so let's go through the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with Pleasant Valley. They are the home team on the scoreboard. And again, their head coach is Jennifer Getz in her 12th year, 202 wins, 75 losses. Her assistant coaches are Amy Labarge, Marcy Hill, Samantha Urban, Sophie Harhughes, and Jessie Meyer. The Spartans of Pleasant Valley ranked number 1 and seeded number 1. Records 24-0. They've won 37 of their last 38 games dating back to last year. Their only loss, as we mentioned, was to Johnston in the 5A semifinals a year ago. And they'll start this lineup. At guard, Reagan Paganano, a 5'7" sophomore, averaging 13 points, and she leads the team with 58 made threes. She'll wear number 3. The other guard is number 32, Addie Maurer, a 6-foot sophomore, leads the team in rebounds and averages 2.5 points. She'll wear number 32. At one forward will be Jessie Clemens, a 5'10" junior, averaging 9 points, leads the team in steals, which you mentioned earlier, Scott. This team does a great job of anticipating passes. She has 107 steals in the year, leads the team. She'll wear number 2, Will Clemens. And the other forward is Quinn Weiss, 6'3" sophomore, averaging 7 points and leads the team with 5 rebounds. Her and Maurer lead the team in rebounds, and she'll wear number 23. And at center, Haley's older sister, Hallie Weiss, a 6'2" senior, averaging 21 points and leads the team, making 58% of her shots, and she'll wear number 12. So it'll be Clemens, Pagnano, along with Weiss, Quinn and Hallie Weiss, along with Andy Maurer for Pleasant Valley. Off the bench, we'll see Haley Aslan, a 5'11" sophomore, at one post, and Isabel Kramer, a 6'2" freshman, at the other post, and Morgan Russman, a 5'6" junior, off the bench. They will go with the 3-person rotation. Pleasant Valley averaging just under 62 points a contest by giving up just under 28 points a contest, which leads Class 4A. And now for Dowling Catholic, the visitors on the scoreboard. They'll be wearing their maroon jerseys with gray and white trim. Head coach is Kristen Meyer in her 7th year, 124 wins, 49 losses. 13th year overall. She's assisted by Joel Danner and Audrey Faber, and Dowling will start their usual lineup. One guard will be Ava Zediker, the point guard, a 5'10" sophomore, averaging just under 20 points and 3.5 assists. Leads the team with 45 made threes. She'll wear number 13. The other guard is Layla Tritton, 5'8" sophomore, averaging 6.5 points, wearing number 15. And the third guard, Julia Moore, 5'6" senior, averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds, wearing number 21. One forward for the Maroons, Ellie Olson, 5'10" sophomore, averaging 2.5 points, she'll wear number 5. And Lauren Frericks, 5'10" senior, averaging 6 points, 3 rebounds, is the other forward, wearing number 12, and she will be at the center jump. Off the bench, Marin Heller will be the first guard, a 5'3" sophomore, averaging 5.5 points for Dowling, wearing number 11. And Ellie Moeller, a 6'1" freshman, averaging 8 points, 8.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, wearing number 43, the first post. So that is the tale of the tape. Dowling comes in averaging 58 points on offense, giving up 42.5 points on defense. And Scott, before we go to our last break, quick thoughts.
Yeah, Dowling needs to get off to a quick start today, not that 7-0 start they gave up last time. They need to win all the 50-50 balls, use their hustle plays to get extra possessions. And the third thing is they need to box out and get all hustle rebounds. They do those things today and execute on offense, they'll be just fine. And it'll be a good game, though.
All right, we'll go to our last break before tip-off. A word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood, the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. It's Dowling and Pleasant Valley. The second semifinal, the winner plays Johnston tomorrow night for the 5A state championship. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinett here at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Back with the tip-off following these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And we're back here at Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines, as the tip is up and controlled by Pleasant Valley, as the Spartans will go left to right, south to north here at Wells Fargo Arena. And the Spartans now working the shot clock down to 15, long three up and no good by Casey Kane, and the ball tipped out of bounds. And let's see, that's Reagan Pagliano with the missed shot. The ball goes flying out of bounds, so do the players, but it'll be Dowling basketball.
You see early on Ava Zedeker guarding their best player, Hallie Weiss, and they're trying to take her right into the post to post her up and try to get her in foul trouble right away. I know their emphasis is to give Ava a tough time on offense and make the other people step up today.
All right, Dowling on offense. Maroons with their three-guard offense, as the Maroons now against this zone, which you talked about a little bit, Scott, for Pleasant Valley. They run the 2-3 zone, and obviously you got to find out where the spaces are in that zone. They work the short corner. The ball stolen away by Pleasant Valley. Heads-up play that time by Isabella Kramer.
Yeah, it's going to be hard if Dowling doesn't reverse the ball. It stayed same-sided that time. It makes it easy to guard.
So Quinn Weiss with the steal. Another long three by Pleasant Valley. No good by Pagliano. And a rebound Dowling. So 2 shots from the same spot for Pleasant Valley. No score, 6:45 to go first quarter. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinett, courtside here at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. The winner will play Johnston for the 5A title tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Now here's Julia Moore with 14 on the shot clock. Now Frericks in the corner for three. It's in and out, no good. Offensive rebound, Olsen, and her putback is up and no good, but she draws the foul as she out-hustled Quinn Weiss for the offensive rebound.
And that's what we talked about early on. They've got to get the hustle plays, and they did a good job there. It's going to take them a little bit to get used to the length. They haven't seen this kind of length throughout this season. So the drive in and the kick out for the open shot, because you basically sealed the bottom.
Ellie Olsen at the free throw line, a 33% free throw shooter on the year. Hits the first free throw, so it's Dowling leading 1-0. That last foul was on Addie Maurer, the 6-foot sophomore wearing number 32 for Pleasant Valley. First team foul of the contest. Second free throw by Olsen, no good, and ball hits the rim twice. And out of bounds, it'll be Dowling basketball, as in there was Zedeker battling for the rebound.
Yeah, and again, those hustle plays, and I know Valley got a lot of extra opportunities the other day, even though they didn't convert, and that's what the Maroons are hoping for today.
So Maroons inbound the ball underneath their own basket to get into Tritton, and that is a very contagious and defensive 2-3 zone. They do a pretty good job of smothering you, does Pleasant Valley. They did against Valley on Monday.
Yeah, they did.
Maroons with the ball, a little high-low underneath the Frericks layup, good. And how about that? Ellie Olsen with the assist, a little high-low there from the free throw line.
Again, Ellie Olsen just does a lot of the little things you need. She sees the court well. About the only thing she hasn't done is really jumped in her scoring this year, but her awareness is great.
Jessie Clemens, Reagan Pagliano, along with Hallie Weiss, Quinn Weiss, and Addie Maurer. And now here's a shot in the lane. It's no good by Pagliano. Rebound out to Dowling and Zedeker. Dowling leading 3-0 over Pleasant Valley, the number 1 team in Class 5A, winners of 37 of their last 38 games. The Maroons on a 17-game win streak since December, when they last lost at Southeast Polk about a week before the Christmas break. Now the Maroons in the front court. Ball skip passes over the zone. Here's Frericks, or rather Tritton, trying to dribble the baseline, and she'll kick it out. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Zedeker with it. A couple dribbles in the baseline. She's got to put it up, and she does. It's no good. And the rebound cleared out of there by Hallie Weiss. All right, in transition, they work underneath. Little Euro step off the glass, good. Basket by Jessie Clemens, as she lost her dribble, and she had that Euro step in there from the left block and scored. And Pleasant Valley on the board. It's 3-2 Dowling. Underneath is Olsen. Leaves it for Zedeker on the baseline. Puts up a shot, good, as she shot it right over Quinn Weiss.
Yeah, good movement there. Good attack on that baseline. to get that open shot. And Dowling's doing what they need to do right now to attack this.
Here's Quinn Weiss with it. Dowling stays man-to-man. So the Maroons playing man and Pleasant Valley playing zone. Now a long three, top of the key, good by Addie Maurer. That is her 15th three of the year, and that might be one of the three to let shoot it, as she has the fewest makes, but she made it there, and we're tied at 5, Dowling and Pleasant Valley, with 4:10 to go here in the first quarter.
And that's what you need, the people that you don't expect if you're going to win to score when they're not expected.
Now underneath, they get the ball to Julia Moore. Her shot up and no good. Leaves it for Frerick. She misses the shot, but Moore gets the offensive rebound and put back up and good. So Julia, padding her offensive stats and rebounds, gets her first basket, and Dowling up 7-5.
We just say all the hustle plays, Mark.
Yeah. Goes down for 2 offensive rebounds. You got to like that. Looks good in the stat sheet. Jesse Clemens with it for Pleasant Valley. To Pagliano. Reagan the pass. Over to Maurer. Now in the corner it goes to Quinn Weiss, and it's stolen away by Dowling. Moore with the steal. Taps it to Zediker. Layup up and no good. She drew the foul. And Zediker to the line for Dowling. And the Maroons get a little handy themselves defensively as they got into the passing lane and may have something to show for it. The foul will be on Pagliano, her first.
Yeah, and Dowling, I think Pleasant Valley's seeing something, non-ball defense, the pressure that Dowling's putting on them. They probably don't see that as much as, like you'd see in the CIML, which is kind of a disadvantage. I mean, they're a really good team and they'll adjust. But that's what Dowling's bringing right to the game right now is the on-ball defense. Also notice Ava Zediker guarding their best player, and she's defending well inside, trying to get around to front, so it's not easy to get Hallie Weiss the ball.
This morning's game here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network brought to you in part by Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. Both free throws no good by Zediker. So Ava, an 86% free throw shooter on the year, leads the Dowling team, goes 0 for 2, and it's rebounded by Pleasant Valley. Now Zediker with the steal, and the ball stepped out of bounds. Good call by the official right in front of us.
Yeah.
You hear the Dowling fans behind us, not agreeing, but I will concur.
No, it was a good call.
That was a tremendous call, and I don't get that out of you much, being the former coach and athletic director you were once out in California, Scott.
I try to be nice. Sometimes it's hard for me.
All right, brand new shot clock now down to they get it reset, and now here's a long three, up and good, and that's Hallie Weiss, the Marquette recruit, with the three at the top of the key, and Pleasant Valley with its first lead here, 8-7 over Dowling, 2:50 to go. First quarter as Marin Heller checks into the Dowling lineup wearing number 11. A little high-low as they get underneath to Moeller. Her shot up, no good. Offensive rebound, Moeller, and she puts it up, and it's no good. A couple of shots by Ellie Moeller, and the rebound out to Pleasant Valley. Moeller, a 6'1 freshman, and Heller, a 5'3 sophomore in the lineup for Dowling. And now Pleasant Valley in the lane, and an off-balance shot that goes. Addie Maurer with her 5th point, and Pleasant Valley with a 3-point lead, 10-7 over Dowling.
Yeah, and Ellie Muller's just going to have to get stronger in there.
Now Dowling chasing the ball in an errant pass. Moore tries to track it down, but she stepped on the baseline. And it'll be Pleasant Valley basketball as Tritton into the Dowling lineup as Moore will sit down. So we'll set the Dowling lineup. The Heller, Zediker, Tritton, the 3 guards with Ellie Moeller and Ellie Olson on the floor. Frericks and Moore, the 2 seniors on this Dowling club, on the bench. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Pleasant Valley leads by 3 with the basketball as Hallie Weiss in the lane. Her shot no good. Bodies hit the floor. Rebounded. Who else? Zediker. Ava down court. In the lane. Dribble drives. Her shot up. Rolls off the rim. No good. Offensive rebound. Well, Tritton had it taken out of her hands. And we've got traveling called on Pleasant Valley. Good hustle that time. Tritton tried to take the ball, and it was taken out of her hands, but the gal that did it was Isabel Kramer off the bench for Pleasant Valley, and she traveled.
Yeah. Now, offensively here, Dowling needs to be a little bit stronger on their finishes here. They're kind of, it looks like to me, they're worried about the size a little bit and the length, and they're not fighting through contact.
Dowling basketball, and now on the baseline, a shot up and in. Beautiful move that time on the inbounds play.
And she didn't worry about it. She just went up and shot the little floater there, and that's what she needs to do.
So Zedeker now with 4 points on the basket from about 5 feet on the right baseline in the little short corner. And it's 10-9, Pleasant Valley by 1. Minute 15 to go in the first quarter. 10 on the shot clock. With it is Weiss. That's Hallie Weiss, as the sisters are in there. Now they do a little runner in the lane. It's up and good. Hallie Weiss give and go, and she scores, and that is her 5th point.
And they like to bring her from away from the ball and down the lane that way to attack, and she likes going to her left to finish.
So Dowling with the basketball. Final 50 seconds of the first quarter. Now Tritton for 3. Top of the key. It's in and out. No good. Offensive rebound, Olsen. To Zedeker for 3. Up and leaves it short. Ball slapped around into the hands of Hallie Weiss. Pleasant Valley with the ball. The other way we go. Underneath they work it. A shot underneath the backboard that it hits by Isabella Kramer. It's no good. Rebound Dowling. Maroons got a break there. It is. Kramer got too deep with the catch.
Yeah, and Pleasant Valley came right back at him. They're quite fortunate there.
All right, 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Shot clock turned off. Dowling gets the ball down to 15 seconds. Zedeker with it between the circles. Zedeker, Heller, Tritton, the 3 guards with Muller and Ellie Olsen. Olsen and Zedeker have not been on the bench yet. On the baseline, underneath, Tritton draws the foul with 2.4 seconds remaining. And she'll go to the free throw line. Kramer picked up the foul, and that's Isabel's first foul for Pleasant Valley. That'll be the 3rd team foul on the Spartans. Free throws coming for Tritton, and her first free throw is no good. Dowling 0 for 3 here in the first quarter at the free throw line, Scott.
Yeah, I have for 1 for 5 so far, but they've got to start knocking that. This is very uncharacteristic of Dowling to miss this many free throws.
And the second free throw good by Tritton, so that is the 6th free throw. Dowling 2 out of 6 at the free throw line. And we've come to the end of the first quarter as the Spartans inbound the ball. Our score, Pleasant Valley 12, Dowling Catholic 10. The winner plays Johnston tomorrow night for the Class 5A state championship. So we come to the end of the first quarter. Pleasant Valley by 2, 12-10 over Dowling Catholic. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Ray Guarendi from EWTN's The Doctor Is In. Catholic radio continues to be a spiritual lifeline for the faithful, the curious, and the searching. Catholic radio offers something for every stage of someone's faith journey. But we can't do it without you. Please consider a gift to this station at whatever level you are able. And join us in reaching souls, deepening faith, and converting hearts.
As Dr. Ray mentioned, there's something for everyone on Catholic Radio, and Iowa Catholic Radio offers something for you. It's the semi-annual fundraiser, 515-223-1150. Call right now and pledge your support. There's a lot of great programs and other things happening at Iowa Catholic Radio. You can be a part of making that happen at 515-223-1150. Every pledge is matched right now thanks to members of our Challenger Club. As a thank you, we're giving everyone a copy of Jimmy Akin's The Words of Eternal Life, 515-223-1150, or you can go online at iowacatholicradio.com.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena. Downtown Des Moines as we're underway as we start the second quarter. Pleasant Valley, number 1 seed, the number 1 team in Class 5A, leading 4th-seeded and 4th-ranked Dowling 12-10. Dowling with the basketball to start the second quarter. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinat. Pleasant Valley remains in their zone defense. Dowling going right to left or north to south here at the Wells Fargo Arena. The court over the hockey ice that will chill your feet a little bit if you're not moving around like we are not.
Just a little bit.
All right, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Zedeker with it for the Maroons. Gets it to Frerichs, a little high-low underneath to Muller, and her shot rolls off the rim, no good. Out of bounds to Dowling as it touched off the hands of Quinn Weiss. And it'll be a brand-new shot clock for Dowling. And, Scott, you got to look some of the numbers in the first quarter. We'll try to get him in here, and we have a minute. Get it inside to Muller. Her shot up and good. Finally gets the roll. Ellie Muller, the 6'1 freshman. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Dowling 4 for 12 from the field for 33%, 2 for 6 from the line, 10 rebounds, 2 turnovers. Pleasant Valley 5 for 10 from the field, 50%, 5 rebounds, 2 turnovers.
Shot up and no good by Pleasant Valley. Offensive rebound, Hallie Weiss. Her putback no good. Rebound Dowling. Maroons in the front court as we played a minute here in the second quarter. Tied at 12, Dowling and Pleasant Valley. Now Julia Moore for 3 in the corner. It's off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound, Tritton, and gets it out to Zedeker in a brand new shot clock for the Maroons. Here's Moore with it. Tries to get it to Zedeker, and it's stepping into the passing lane is Addie Maurer, and a foul on Dowling. I think they get Zedeker for trying to catch up to the ball.
Yeah, the passes are getting longer and longer and more easily anticipated to get a hand on. So 2 things here. Dowling needs to start finishing inside when they have those opportunities, and they need to keep getting the free throw line and knocking those down. They'll be just fine.
So it fouls on Zedeker. That is the first team foul on Dowling, and the first foul obviously on Ava. Pleasant Valley with 3 team fouls. Now underneath they work it inside to Hallie Weiss, and a whistle and a foul on the Maroons. They're going to get Tritton for the foul. That'll be her first. Second team foul on the Maroons.
It's 2 on Zedeker.
They give it to Zedeker? Let's see. Yes, they did. So Tritton and Ava's going to have to sit down, and Julia Moore back in. Maroons are employ that 7-player rotation. Pleasant Valley underneath their own basket. They get it inside the Weiss, and she has it stolen away by Lauren Frericks.
And the good news for the Maroons is that there are 2 players off the bench that play most have been very productive for them. So they ought to be able to weather this if they don't turn the ball over.
Dowling with the ball, and now the Maroons got to find scoring with Zedeker, their leading scorer, averaging just under 20 points a contest on the bench. And now Olsen goes inside, dumps it off, and the pass is intercepted and stolen by Pleasant Valley. They call a foul? So the Maroons called for the foul, and that'll be on Layla Tritton. That'll be her first. 5:50 remaining. Second quarter, tied at 12. Corner 3 up and no good by Quinn Weiss from the left wing. Rebound Dowling and Tritton. And this is going to be interesting with Dowling getting some scoring. Now Heller's back in off the bench. So it's Heller, Tritton, and Moore, the 3 guards, with Ellie Olsen and Lauren Frericks. Frericks in the corner, left baseline. Can't get off the shot. 2-3 zone, very defensive and pressing if you're an opponent. That's why Pleasant Valley just gives up 28 points a contest. Here's Moore, 3 on the shot clock. Fall away jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound, slapped around, and saved by Pleasant Valley. Into the hands of Olsen to Tritton, and the Maroons get a brand new shot clock. Here's Julia Moore, and she draws the foul. That'll be on Jessie Clemens, and that'll be the 4th foul on Pleasant Valley. And we got substitutions for Pleasant Valley, but Scott trying to find a seam or some kind of opening to score on the Dowling offensive end has been tough.
Yeah, they're dribbling wide. They need to dribble into that heart of the zone and kick it out and get more movement. The ball's sticking a little bit too much, 1 or 2 seconds holding it. If they can get the ball popping a little bit, reverse the ball, and that zone will open up some gaps if they're doing it. They're patient, but they need to be more purposeful like that to reverse the ball. Here's
Julia Moore on the inbounds play. Her 3-pointer no good. Offensive rebound, Dowling and Heller. Now Heller's pass over to Tritton. And that zone, it's not just a 2-3, it's more of a 3-2, if you will, because the middle of that zone also stays at the free throw line. Heller for 3, good from the left corner. Marin Heller with her 20th made 3, Scott.
That's a good cross-court pass there to an open shooter, and that's Pleasant Valley shifts really hard ball side, so those are open if you hit it right.
Now the other way we go in Pleasant Valley's Hallie Weiss gets loose. She scores her 7th point. And the Spartans really like to get the ball inside when they can. They like that first cut, and they've banked on that. Underneath, Dowling with the ball. Muller back in, and she gets the pass from Lauren Frericks and scores that high-low play from the right elbow to the right block. Muller with 4 points.
And she got a good seal there because, that zone shifts way over.
Now Pleasant Valley with a shot no good. Saving the ball is Haley Aslan. And Haley, steps on the baseline out of bounds to Dowling. So Maroons lead by 3, 17-14. Under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. It'll be Dowling basketball. And now more substitutions. They're going to put Zedeker back in with 2 fouls. Might be for an offense-defense type scenario. Who knows?
We'll see. When Dowling gets them shifted way over, then the post can seal enough when they reverse it through the high post and get that easy layup.
Maroons with the basketball. Here's Moore at the top of the key. Gets to Zedeker. Fakes inside to Muller. Now they reverse it left wing to Heller. Top of the key to Moore. The pass goes in the corner to Heller. Or rather to Zedeker. Now a skip pass to Heller from Zedeker. Corner 3, no good. And the rebound out to Quinn Weiss and Pleasant Valley. The other way we go. Pleasant Valley in transition. They work the ball underneath. A shot up and no good by Jesse Clemens, but a foul on Dowling and free throws coming for Pleasant Valley. They're going to get Julia Moore picks up her first foul here, Scott.
Yeah, coaches won't like that they didn't get back and wall off that drive. Created too easy an opportunity, and now free throws for Pleasant Valley. I think the Maroons like the pace of this game, though.
And the first free throw good by Jesse Clemens. A 81% free throw shooter, leads Pleasant Valley in free throw percentages. 17-15, Dowling by 2, with the Maroons led by 3. Second free throw good by Clemens. She has 4 points this morning. And it's 17-16. The Dowling lead is 1. Maroons in the front court. Again, the 2-3 zone by Pleasant Valley. Zedeker top of the key. Gets it over to Moore, right wing. Beyond the 3-point line, they come out and guard her. Heller with it. Fakes one way, now kicks in the corner to Zedeker. 10 on the shot clock. You see why there's low-scoring games when you're playing Pleasant Valley.
Right.
And now a bad pass stolen away by the Spartans as Haley Aslan steps in front of the passing lane. A steal. Now the Spartans work the ball. Underneath they go. A shot up. It rolls off the rim. No good. Offensive rebound Pleasant Valley by Isabel Kramer. She shoots and scores. So Kramer with her first basket off the bench. And Pleasant Valley retakes the lead 18-17 with 2:20 remaining in the first half. Halftime, we'll visit with athletic director and head football coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic will join us. Dowling on the offensive end, right to left towards the south basket here at Wells Fargo. Here's Heller on the baseline, looking for a seam, and now bounce the ball off of Pleasant Valley, but it went off of Heller as she stood out of bounds. It'll be Pleasant Valley basketball.
Yeah, they've had a couple bad sets here, not seeing the floor like they have earlier in the game here.
Did you say congratulations to the guy sitting next to you, Coach Jellick and Johnston? Because he's just watching and taking notes here.
Yeah.
We've got a 30-second timeout on the floor, Scott.
Yeah, I believe he's going into his 4th state championship.
You're right.
So he's done a good job. He's got good talent there. And it's, like I say, he represents CIML, and their school does a great job representing the conference.
Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here. I want to remind you, we want to thank Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear for supporting our broadcast all season long here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. And right now, Iowa Catholic Radio with their semi-annual fundraiser, and that's going on right now. You can pledge your tax-deductible contribution by calling 515-223-1150 through 5 o'clock tonight, or this afternoon rather, or iowacatholicradio.com. And today only, a drawing for 2 tickets for King and Country. That'll be at the Iowa State Fair later this summer with a pledge that's tax deductible of $50 or more. You can get in that drawing. iowacatholicradio.com or 515-223-1150. Back in action, it's Pleasant Valley with the ball. Timeout was called by Dowling, and now attacking the glass, Hallie Weiss, and her shot no good, but a foul on Dowling. It'll be on Ellie Muller, her first. Team foul number 4 on Dowling, Scott.
And they do some really nice things. They'll get the ball going one way, and they'll set a flare screen for her. Dowling jumped out on her fast, and she took advantage on the drive there.
Hallie Weiss hits the first free throw, a 70% free throw shooter on the season. She has her 8th point. 19-17, Pleasant Valley by 2. Minute 53 to go in the half. Second free throw good. So Weiss 2 for 2 at the line, and Pleasant Valley 4 for 4 at the free throw line thus far. Dowling just 2 of 6 in the first half. Here's Olsen with it. Over to Frericks for 3. It's off the rim, no good. Tritton tries to corral the rebound. It's taken away from her by Jessie Clemens. Pleasant Valley the other way. Here's Pagliano in the lane. Shot the glass good. And she got loose and scores her first bucket of the afternoon now. 22-17 Pleasant Valley, and all of a sudden the Spartans with a 5-point lead here, Scott.
Yeah, I believe that's an 8-0 run for them. They're doing a good job attacking Dowling right now. And it hurts Dowling's defense because Ava Zediker was guarding Weiss early on, but with the 2 fouls, they've had to take her off of her.
So Clemens has picked up her second foul. She'll check out of the Pleasant Valley lineup. Dowling with the ball, minute 20 remaining in the first quarter. 5-point lead for Pleasant Valley. 22-17 Spartans. Dowling right to left in front of us. 2-3 zone by Pleasant Valley. Here's Zediker in the corner for 3. It's in and out, no good. Muller offensive rebound. Her putback is blocked. Blocked from behind by Quinn Weiss. Bodies on the floor, ball on the floor, and we got a jump ball called. And everybody's all right, and it'll be Pleasant Valley possession. With the minute, or 61 seconds remaining in the second quarter, as we'll go to halftime here in a minute.
Big defensive possession for the Maroons here.
Spartans with it. Dowling stays man-to-man on defense. Aslan checking in right now with the basketball to Maurer. Top of the key goes to Pagliano. Guarded by Tritton. Now a long 3 coming up and good by Addie Maurer. Maurer with her second 3 of the day, and she has 8 points. And it's 25-17. Pleasant Valley by 8. Dowling with the ball. 30 seconds remaining. 26 on the shot clock, so about a 4-second differential. Here's Olsen with it. Kicks it out to Tritton. Zediker in the corner. Back to Tritton, to Frericks. Now to Olsen. Errant pass deflected in the hands of Zediker. 10 on the shot clock. Now Zediker tries to split the 2. Gets to Frericks. Lauren for 3. It's short. Rebounded by Aslan. Pleasant Valley launches a shot at half court. It's no good. And we go to halftime with Pleasant Valley leading 25-17 over Dowling Catholic as the Spartans outscored Dowling 13-7 in that second quarter after Pleasant Valley led 12-10 at the end of the first quarter. As we've come to halftime here, Scott Babinette, and the Maroons got an uphill climb here in when the second half begins.
They do, and I mean when Zediker went out with their second foul, that was tough on them to stay in good standing. Heller hit a 3 to give them the lead, and then it's just Pleasant Valley's climbed back in and executing their offense to pull this lead out.
We'll take a 1-minute break and return with Athletic Director Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic when we return here to Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Our score at halftime, Pleasant Valley 25, Dowling Catholic 17. The winner of this game will play Johnston for the state title in Class 5A tomorrow night. Johnston earlier today eliminated Ankeny Centennial 42-35. Back to the Wells Fargo Arena after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Cy Kellett from Catholic Answers Live. Catholic Radio continues to be a spiritual lifeline for the faithful, the curious, and the searching. Catholic Radio offers something for every stage of someone's faith journey, but we can't do it without you. Please consider a gift to this station at whatever level you are able, and join us in reaching souls, deepening faith, and converting hearts.
As you just heard Cy mention, Catholic Radio is extremely effective in proclaiming the good news of Jesus Christ, and everyone needs that. That's why we're here at Iowa Catholic Radio, 515-223-1150. It's the semi-annual fundraiser, and we are asking for your prayerful support. Your money is doubled right now at 515-223-1150. This week is very important for us. We're asking for your help. Any gift at any level, we're giving you a copy of Jimmy Akin's The Words of Eternal Life, True Happiness, and Where to Find It. 515-223-1150. That's 515-223-1150. Or go online at iowacatholicradio.com and make your pledge right now.
Welcome back to halftime here at Wells Fargo Arena, the Class 5A semifinals. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinat. And we're now joined by Athletic Director Tom Wilson. Dowling trailing at halftime 25-17 to number 1 ranked Pleasant Valley. And Coach, thanks for joining us. Love you could upgrade your seats from where you were keeping track of those people behind me. They got different colored jerseys on. They don't look like Dowling Maroons.
Yeah.
What is it, Jersey Day?
Jersey Day.
Where's your Chiefs jersey? I thought you'd bring that down here and let me see it.
That's a good point. I should have it on.
Well, Tom, what a year it's been. First of all, always great working with you and the staff, whether it be football or fall sports and into the winter sports season. And here's the end of the winter sports season this week, and hopefully for Dowling it's tomorrow night in the state championship game. But nonetheless, it's been quite a ride, both the boys' activities, the girls' activities, and you've been busy, you and that Herring guy down there who's keeping track of the students right now since you've left, doing a great job.
Yeah, it's been great. Successful winter season. Obviously, we're down at half here, but certainly, hopefully we can come back in the second half. Some of our other sports in the winter, boys swimming, had a successful year and top 10 finish in the state. Bowling teams continue to improve. Really, new coaching staff came in, did a nice job with them, and that's been good to see. Boys basketball got beat out last week versus Cedar Falls in a game I'm sure they felt they could have won, and it certainly seemed that way. But then Cedar Falls gets beat by Centennial and to qualify for state. And wrestling had Carson Hagen place. Sent 7 kids. Unfortunately, Ralston Rumley couldn't participate due to a shoulder injury, and he was a state runner-up the year before, which that certainly hurts, but hopefully he gets healthy and goes on to Grandview and does a great job wrestling there.
You know, so I see a lot of the athletes at Dowling, the girls and the boys, signing in the respective colleges they're going to attend if they're going to play athletics or other things. And you had that signing ceremony. I know there'll be another one, I think, later. But that's always great when you see those kids being recruited by colleges and playing at the next level after finishing their high school season.
Really in a wide variety of sports, which was great to see. Anywhere from Jackson Heidish going to Duke to run cross country and track, to obviously football kids, swim girls, swim and dive, and Olivia Kramer going to UNI to run track. And so really a lot of representation from a wide variety of sports.
Visit with Tom Wilson, the athletic director at Dowling Catholic, here at halftime of the Class 5A Girls State Basketball Tournament semifinals, as it's Pleasant Valley leading 25-17 here at half over Dowling Catholic. And Coach, we move on to our spring sports. I know I was talking to Coach Herring, who's also your assistant athletic director. The number of kids going out for track, girls and boys, and for soccer is just amazing. And hats off to all those kids that are, vying for a spot, and those coaches. And you have to have a lot of them because you have that many kids that are going out for those spring sports.
It's really incredible. I think from a boys track standpoint, you're looking at 160, 170 kids. Girls, you're going to be looking around 80 out for track. For boys soccer, you're going to be probably about 100 kids, and also girls soccer will be less than that, but also very good numbers. And one big participation sport for us, honestly, is tennis on the boys and the girls side. So great participation throughout the course of the spring, and boys track and girls track. Girls will go to the Dickinson Relays at UNI on Monday, and then the boys on Tuesday. I think the boys also run against Friday, that last day of spring break, or before spring break, and so we got an awful lot of work to do yet, but they're doing well.
I recognize this gal out here, number 21, and she's actually wearing a Dowling basketball jersey instead of these Kansas City Chiefs and all some of the other things they let in. But did she do it? Did Sarah Moore do it?
Sarah Moore, I think she got beat, but she might look at me bad because I recruited her to go out there, but it looks like she's getting something for her efforts, so good for her.
That is awesome. Of course, Sarah is the twin sister of Julia Moore, and you knew how to get the right gal out there, you know. Yeah. She made a couple baskets here. They had a little contest here at halftime between a student body member of each school. But Sarah played basketball, I think, until last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's the year before. But
yeah, she's
awesome.
Now she does it all with her feet in soccer.
Yeah, I think she's looking for you. So what did you talk to me? I finished second place in front of my own student body.
I'm going to avoid her the rest of the afternoon.
That'd be a good idea. Hey, Tom, I know at Dowling in the mornings you've had speed and agilities for student athletes that are not out for winter sports, and it's been packed. And I know this because I made the mistake of stopping by one morning after dropping my son off to the airport. I said, I'll see what this is all about. And Tom, you had over 200 kids, girls and boys, working out for their next sport, whether it be the spring sports, summer sports, or even next fall.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and I think the most has been about 225, and that's during the winter months. Now, we mentioned all the kids that are now participating in track practice and things like that. So, you know, we're in the hundreds now, 120 to 140 of the kids that are still doing it, and we'll do that after break until really baseball gets going and softball gets going. But our kids have done a great job, a lot of support from the coaches, so there's quite a bit of work being put in.
One of your college football coaches who used to coach at high school in the greater Des Moines was up the morning I was there. Coach Link, who's now down at Missouri. And I looked at him, I recognized him. I said, you look like you're up early with the rest of us. He said, Mark, nowhere else in a high school in the state of Iowa has this many kids working out in their off season than Dowling. And that's why I'm up here. Of course, he was making contact with a couple of student athletes that you know about, and we probably can't mention on the air, and I don't know where the NCAA rules go, but that is just tremendous, getting an outside perspective. That's the only place doing it at 5:45 in the morning on Tuesdays and Fridays.
That's part of the reason why we do it.
That's right.
You know, our kids have to invest, and success doesn't just happen, and hopefully that's a piece of the puzzle that helps put us ahead of others.
Well, Coach Wilson, we got about a minute before we start turning things over to the basketball part. Anything you want to mention that we may have forgotten? I know there's a lot of things going on in the school as we are in the Lenten season, so the kids are enjoying this, and then spring break coming up here in a few weeks.
Yeah, obviously everybody's looking forward to spring break. I know there's been a lot of talk about, you know, the bash and that upcoming as well, and you know, the spring, and there's a lot of energy in the school. I was glad we were able to let out today early to support our girls, and hopefully we get things going here in the second half.
Well, you got a great crowd behind us. The student body is all filled compared to Pleasant Valley. Look a little. They must not have dismissed school over there in eastern Iowa and Bettendorf.
Well, they may not, but proximity helps us here too.
Hey, I got to mention this coach, and I know you know about this. Butch Peterson, longtime coach at West Branch, and you know him when he used to coach in eastern Iowa, going through some health issues. He's battling cancer. I know some of the people surrounding him. So we want to give a shout-out to Butch Peterson, another Hall of Fame coach, and as a football coach. Hats off to him. He's battling a very tough disease, and I don't know if you've spoken to the family or him or not, but that's something we want to keep in our thoughts during this Easter season.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's impacted an awful lot of kids in that community at West Branch, and certainly our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family.
But you had some memorable games when you were at Wilton coaching against him.
We did, but I never really got on the top side of that much.
Butch took it to you.
That was a tough place to play.
The Little Rose Bowl there in West Branch, Iowa.
Between Butch Peterson and Ed Hansen, who was at Solon at the time.
That's right.
Jim Bellamy was at Mount Vernon, and I was about 23 years old. I learned a lot.
I'll bet you did. Well, Tom, appreciate you coming by, stopping by. Thanks for all you do, supporting us during the fall and then, of course, the winter months. And I'm looking forward to spring break. I know you are too, but I can't get by without saying congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Just coming from a Raider fan, me and Rob Deal back at Dowling. Congratulations to the Chiefs again. And I'm glad you didn't wear your red like I see a few Chiefs jerseys back here behind us.
I appreciate it. It took me 50 years to understand what a Super Bowl win was like, so we cherish these.
All right, Tom. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for all you do. That's Tom Wilson, the athletic director at Dowling Catholic. We'll take a break, and we'll come back for the second half. Dowling and Pleasant Valley, the Class 5A girls state basketball tournament returns. Pleasant Valley leading at halftime 25-17. Scott Babinet will rejoin the broadcast here at Wells Fargo with me, Mark Amadale, here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hey everyone, this is Al Cresta from Cresta in the Afternoon. Thank you for listening and supporting your local Catholic radio station. And please remember to tell everyone you know how your life has been impacted by this station. We're all called to share the good news, and you're a part of that effort every time you invite someone to listen so they can be formed in the Catholic faith. Your financial support is also vital in this work, so please stay tuned and join in this effort.
Thank you, Al. It is the semi-annual fundraiser this week here at Iowa Catholic Radio. 515-223-1150 is the number to call. Pick up that phone. Or you can give online, iowacatholicradio.com. It's the good news that is preached here at Iowa Catholic Radio. Part of the good news this week is your money is doubled. Any gift at any amount, thanks to the gifts from our Challenger Club. 515-223-1150, 515-223-1150, or iowacatholicradio.com. Thank you for your support.
And welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena here in downtown Des Moines, Iowa. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinet. Listeners out there listen live on iowacatholicradio.com on the internet and, of course, over the air. Now Dowling starting the second half with the basketball, and they commit the shot clock violation, so turnover goes over to Pleasant Valley as the Spartans with an 8-point lead to begin the second half, and they have their first offensive possession. Here's Pleasant Valley right to left towards the south basket here at Wells Fargo. They're working inside to Clemens, and her shot off the glass good with the left hand, and that is Jessie Clemens right around Layla Tritton.
Yeah, early on the first possession, Dowling's getting a lot of movement with the ball, but nothing effective to create an open shot. And so, you know, they have to get the movement with purpose to create the shot they want.
All right, here's Ellie Olson down the lane. Shot with the left hand, blocked out of bounds by Quinn Weiss. There's Hallie Weiss, the 6'2 senior, a Marquette recruit, and her sister, the sophomore, Quinn Weiss, and Quinn gets the block shot out of bounds to Dowling. Now here's Zedeker on the baseline. Maroons have not been very effective against this 2-3 zone by Pleasant Valley. They just smother everything. And now here's Julia Moore dribbling around down the lane. Can't get off the shot. Now they get it back inside. Here's Moore with the shot. It's blocked once again by Quinn Weiss. And the rebound out to Reagan Pagliano. The other way we go. Pleasant Valley off the turnover. 27-17. Pleasant Valley by 10. 6:15 to go, third quarter. Now an offensive foul called on Pleasant Valley, and I think they're going to get the screener that time, Jessie Clemens. And they will. So Clemens with her third foul. That may become a concern for Jennifer Getz in her 12th year as a head coach at Pleasant Valley. We'll see.
Bringing in Marin Heller and maybe get some penetration into that zone a little bit and get more purposeful kickouts or entries into the high post.
Zedeker, Moore, and now Heller in the lineup for Dowling Catholic. Tritton a seat on the bench with Frericks and Ellie Muller now in for Dowling Catholic as Olson on the bench. Dowling with the ball, 12 in the shot clock. Julia Moore for three. It's in and out and falls through, and it gets the Scott Babinet final roll. We haven't said that much.
I'll take it, but I don't deserve it.
Moore with her fifth point. 27-20, Pleasant Valley by 7. The winner plays Johnston tomorrow night. The 5A state championship game gets underway at 6 o'clock. And if it's Dowling, we'll be on the air at 5:45 with our pregame. But the Maroons got a little bit of work ahead of them. With the basketball is Addie Maurer in the lane, and she shoots and scores. They isolated her against Frericks, and she scores.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job getting Lauren to overcommit and then able to do that step-through move. And she just needs to wall off and stop the drive period.
There's Moore with it. Now to Frericks, left elbow. 2-3 zone, and it is a pressing zone. They come all the way out beyond the three-point arc. And you think there'd be some holes in there and, some spots, and the Maroons have not found them. Normally it's right around the high post area or free throw line. 7 on the shot clock. Here's Heller with it. At the free throw line, pull-up jumper, good. Heller faked the pass right to Zediker in front of us, and she turned and shoots and scores. Marin with her 5th point.
Yeah, they're just off in their timing attacking that zone. There needs to be timely cuts into the high post to attack that. It's there if they time it right.
And now hot shooting by Pleasant Valley. Quinn Weiss for 3, and it's good. That's her 30th made 3 of the year and her first 3 points this afternoon, 32-22. Pleasant Valley by 10. Dowling with the ball. Zediker saves an errant pass right in front of us. May have saved our equipment by that. Maroons trying to find the seam in this 2-3 zone. Zediker on the baseline left side. 3-point line extended. Now gets the high post to Frericks left elbow. Now she backs up, and now she overthrows Zediker in a timeout. Dowling's going to take a timeout, and we're going to take it with them. 3:54 to play, third quarter. Pleasant Valley 32, Dowling Catholic 22. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinat as Zediker and company take a seat. We'll take a 1-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Aloha, everyone. This is Bear Wozniak from the Bear Wozniak Adventure Radio Show and Long Ride Home TV show. Now more than ever, during these very confusing and uncertain times, we need Catholic radio. And Catholic radio needs you. Please support your local Catholic radio station with a gift at whatever your means will allow. Where else will you hear the truth of the gospel proclaimed with such clarity and compassion? We know you rely on Catholic radio for prayers, devotionals, apologetics, and encouragement, and Catholic radio is relying on you.
You don't have to necessarily live in Hawaii like Bear Wozniak to have an adventure, and the spiritual adventure is the greatest one there is. That's why Iowa Catholic Radio exists. It's the semi-annual fundraiser. We're asking for your prayerful support at 515-223-1150. Join the spiritual adventure of a lifetime and help others do the same. 515-223-1150 or online at iowacatholicradio.com. Thank you.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines. 3:45 to go, third quarter. Pleasant Valley leading Dowling 32-22 in this 4A or Class 5A state semifinal game. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinat. Dowling taking the timeout. Here's Pagliano with the basketball on the baseline, cut off by Julia Moore. 10 on the shot clock. And now Pagliano gets the ball in the corner. 5 on the shot clock. With it is Hallie Weiss, and an offensive foul on Pleasant Valley.
And if you're Dowling right now, there are no 10-point plays, so they, possession at a time. I always try to simplify it and make it, I call it a 5 and 10 situation. 5 possessions to make up 10 points, so you need at least 5 stops here. I don't assume the 3-point line or the and ones, but you do it that way, you get those possessions, those stops, you can get back into this quickly.
A foul was on Pleasant Valley's Addie Maurer, and that is her second foul. Dowling with the ball as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. It's Heller. Ellie Olson back in along with Julia Moore. Julia fakes the 3, takes the 3. It's up and no good. Ball slapped around. Offensive rebound, Ellie Muller. And now Moore has it. And we've got Moore stepping on the baseline out of bounds. So it'll be Pleasant Valley basketball. So it's Moore, Zediker, Olson, Muller, and Heller, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. The Maroons now full court pressure.
Yeah, they still haven't adjusted to the length of the Spartans, and their short shooting their finishes inside.
Quinn Weiss at 6'3", Hallie Weiss, her sister, at 6'2", and 6-foot Addie Maurer. It's a very tall Pleasant Valley team, and they lead by 10. Now with the basketball is Pagliani. Goes to the basket, draws the foul. Foul's on Dowling. This may be on Zediker, we'll see.
I believe it's on Moore.
And it is on Julia Moore. That'll be her second foul with 2:25 to go here in the third quarter. Free throws coming for Pleasant Valley. Behind the bucket, first free throw, no good. Is that Brauk at the line? Or check that. Is that Clemens at the line?
It is.
Got the hair over the number, so it makes
Pagliano, I believe.
Pagliano, all right. She has 2 points this afternoon. Second free throw is good, and yes, it was.
One thing you haven't seen, Dowling got 6 free throws in the first quarter. They've got nothing through the second and 6 minutes of the third.
Dowling 2 of 6 at the free throw line this afternoon. Pleasant Valley now 5 out of 6 at the line. Dowling in the front court. Here's Moore with it. 2-3 zone, and it's a pressing zone. Gets it to Tritton. Back to Moore for 3. Up, no good. Ball safe from going out of bounds by Tritton, but right into the hands of Isabel Kramer as she comes off the bench for Pleasant Valley. Now Pleasant Valley in the front court, right to left in front of us. Underneath, a shot up and no good by Hallie Weiss, out of bounds. It slipped out of her hands as she made her move. It'll be Pleasant Valley basketball with 24 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Haley Aslan checking out for Pleasant Valley. And checking in will be Isabella Kramer.
When you're in a game like this, for Pleasant Valley, the court looks wide open. For Dowling, it just looks so small and little room to operate.
Underneath, here's Hallie Weiss. Her shot no good. Rebound Dowling, 33-22. Pleasant Valley with their largest lead of 11 over Dowling. Pleasant Valley undefeated at 24-0. The number 1 seed, and Dowling the 4th seed. Women's record 20-4. Dowling on a 17-game winning streak. Everything on the line. Now here on the baseline is Tritton. Is stopped, and that ball goes out of bounds as she ran right into Isabel Kramer and had a bail on it, and the ball goes out.
And when she drives that baseline there, they need to have somebody cutting down from that high post area for a drop-off. It's there.
All right, Dowling with 13 on the shot clock will inbound it. Here's Zedeker to Muller. Back out to Tritton. Top of the key to Moore. Over the baseline to Zedeker for 3. Good, right in front of us. Ava Zedeker right over Quinn Weiss. And Zedeker now with her 7th point of all things. And it's 33-25. Now Pleasant Valley all the way down. They missed the shot. Rebound Dowling with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Maroons can cut it. They're down. They trail by 8. 45 seconds remaining in the final moments of the third quarter here at Wells Fargo. Moore with it, top of the key. Julia tries to go through traffic, loses the ball, picks it up, leaves it for Zedeker. Fakes the 3. Now in the lane, goes through, layup up, no good. And Muller taps it around, but into the hands of Isabel Kramer for Pleasant Valley. And the shot clock turned off as we have 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, Scott.
Dowling has to attack like that more and just finish. They've left easily 14 to 16 points and finishes off the scoreboard today.
All right, here's Hallie Weiss with it. Backing in at the free throw line. Now travels with the basketball before the shot. So the Maroons will have 4 seconds to get a shot off. Substitution now. Haley Aslan back into the lineup for Pleasant Valley, and she doesn't know who she's going in for. Isabel Kramer checking out. So foul troubles, really none for either team. Zedeker has 2, and Clemens for Pleasant Valley has 3.
They're going to need to open up because they know who she is.
Here's Zedeker at the top of the key. Her shot is no good, and we've come to the end of the third quarter with the score. The Pleasant Valley Spartans 33, Dowling Catholic 25, alongside Scott Babinett. I'm Mark Amadale. Jimmy Olson is our studio producer. We'll return with the fourth quarter in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. David Anders from Called to Communion. Thank you for listening and supporting your local Catholic radio station. Please remember to tell everyone you know about how your life has been impacted by this station. We are all called to share the good news, and you're a part of that effort when you invite someone else to listen and become inspired and formed in our Catholic faith. Your financial support is also vital in this work, So please stay tuned and join in this effort.
Thank you, Dr. Anders. It's the semi-annual fundraiser here at Iowa Catholic Radio, 515-223-1150. Call now with your pledge. We are standing by ready to greet you and to give you a copy of Jimmy Akin's The Words of Eternal Life, True Happiness and Where to Find It for a gift at any level. And it's only when you call 515-223-1150 or go online at iowacatholicradio.com. We appreciate you being part of the Iowa Catholic Radio family. We could not do this without you. Give us a call now, 515-223-1150 or online at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here for the fourth quarter at Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines. Class 5A state tournament, the semifinals. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinett this afternoon. We preempt programming here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Thanks for joining us. And the final quarter is Pleasant Valley leading Dowling 33-25. The Maroons shooting under 30% through three quarters. I know that's a factor. And the reason is Pleasant Valley and their stifling defense, which we've heard about and now see in person. And now the Spartans throw the ball in to start the second half, and a reach-in foul called on Julia Moore, and literally 94 feet away as the ball was tipped back to the Dowling basket, and Julia got a reach-in foul.
Yeah, you want to pressure that. You definitely want to pressure there, but you don't want to foul there.
Third foul on Moore, so she and Zedeker, who has two fouls, are the two Dowling players in foul trouble. Maroons trail by 8. Now Pleasant Valley with the basketball. They go right to left towards the south basket. The home team on the scoreboard. In the lane, a shot off the glass, good by Hallie Weiss. The basket will count and a foul on Dowling. And I believe they're going to get Lauren Frerichs with her first foul. So Hallie Weiss, 6'2" senior, headed to Marquette to play basketball next year, and she has just scored her 11th point and has an and one here. Ellie Olson checking in for Ellie Muller. So one Ellie replaces the other in the Dowling lineup. And a free throw coming for Weiss. She eyes the bucket and the free throw good. 12 points now for Weiss. And Pleasant Valley now with a 11-point lead. That matches their largest lead over Dowling here this afternoon. 36-25 Spartans. Zedeker dribbles baseline, cut off in the short corner from the left side. Her pass to Tritton, stolen away by Hallie Weiss. She got in the passing lane with the deflection. Now gets the ball back in transition. Her shot up and good. The basket will count, and a foul on Ellie Olson. And Hallie Weiss has taken over this fourth quarter with her 14th point on back-to-back possessions, Scott.
Yeah, and she's finishing, which is Dowling is not, and that's been a big difference here. And she's also taken her school's lead in top scoring.
And you've got some numbers through three quarters as a free throw is good by Weiss. She now has 15 points, Scott.
Yeah, through three. Dowling was 10 for 33 from the field, 2 for 6 from the line, 21 rebounds, 9 turnovers. And Pleasant Valley is 12 for 26 from the field, 5 for 6 from the line, 16 rebounds, 7 turnovers.
All right, Dowling with the ball again through this pressing 2-3 zone. Zedeker with it right in front of us, right wing. Now dribbles to the top of the key. Over to Julia Moore, left wing. Julia looking for an opening, can't find it. Tries to get it to Zedeker, and it's stolen away by Quinn Weiss.
If it
wasn't one Weiss sister, it's the other one on the defensive end.
Yeah, and the Maroons aren't opening up to the openings in those gaps. They should see their numbers for a nice pass there.
Dowling drops back into man, and now a bad pass by Pleasant Valley, stolen away by Zedeker in the lane. Her shot to left hand, no good. Offensive rebound, Tritton, and she's fouled as the putback was no good, and she'll go to the free throw line. That foul should be on Quinn Weiss, and it is. And that is her first foul. And free throws coming for Layla Tritton, who got the offensive glass.
Yeah, and it looks like Ava could have passed for a layup, and that made it as tough there.
Tritton's free throw is no good. Dowling now 2 of 7 at the line with that miss. Take a look at the scoring for the Maroons thus far. Ellie Olson with 1 point. She actually got the first point of the day for Dowling Catholic. 5 points from Erin Heller. 7 points for Ava Zedeker. Layla Tritton with 1 point. 5 points for Julia Moore. 2 points for Lauren Frerichs. And 4 points for Ellie Muller. Second free throw, no good. Dowling 2 for 8 at the line this afternoon. Rebound, Pleasant Valley.
Yeah, that's so unlike them from what the season outlook was.
Pleasant Valley in the front court. They get it to Pagliano. Now top of the key it goes to Addie Maurer. Maurer in the lane, stops, puts up her dribble, leaves it for Clemens. Clemens, the Iowa State softball recruit, and she travels with the basketball, causing a turnover. So the other way we go for Pleasant Valley. Hallie Weiss leading scorer with 15 points right now. 6 points for Jessie Clemens, who just committed the turnover for Pleasant Valley. 3 points for Reagan Pagliano. 3 points for Quinn Weiss. 2 points for Isabella Kramer off the bench. And Addie Maurer, 10 points for the Spartans, as they are now 6 of 7 at the free throw line through 3.5 quarters. And now more substitutions as Addie Maurer will check out of the lineup for Pleasant Valley, and Haley Aslin checking in.
Yeah, they're just very aware wherever Ava is and ready to defend her. It made it very difficult for her today.
Pagliano gets the ball in the front court. Leaves it in the corner for Quinn Weiss. Her three-pointer no good, and rebound out of bounds. And they say it went off of Jessie Clemens. It'll be Dowling basketball, and Maroon's got some work to do. 5:45 to go here in the fourth quarter, 39-25. Pleasant Valley with their largest lead over Dowling of 14 points. Again, the winner plays tomorrow night in the Class 5A state championship game at 6 o'clock against Johnston. And now the Maroons go a little high-low, and the pass inside is stolen away. That's been something that's been there, but they can't get it to execute consistently this afternoon, Scott.
I think Moeller needed to post up a little bit harder, push her girl up the lane for that pass to be effective there. I mean those actions are there. They just aren't executing the way they would hope for them to.
Pleasant Valley taking some time off the shot clock. With the basketball is Jessie Clemens, and she shoots and scores. Didn't think she was going to go all the way through, and she did. So Clemens with 8 points for the Iowa State softball recruit. It's 41-25 Pleasant Valley, Scott.
It was just a nice disciplined move. She kind of hesitated in mid-motion and before she went for the finish.
Here's Heller for three. It's no good right in front of us. Ball slapped around into the hands of Hallie Weiss. The Marquette recruit has had quite the day for Pleasant Valley, and she really took over that first few possessions of the fourth quarter. 41-25, Pleasant Valley. They're going to work the shot clock again, apparently. Here's Pagliano with it in the lane, throws up a shot, draws the foul, and free throws coming for Reagan Pagliano, as the foul will be on Dowling. And they're going to get Olsen for her second foul, I believe.
Yeah, that's always a tough call. I mean, from our angle, it looked like she might have had good position, and then sometimes you look at who created the contact, how should that foul be called?
Or a bailout sometimes, and because it was the end of the shot clock. The first free throw good by Pagliano. This afternoon's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear. Our thanks to the Catholic Tuition Organization and Mercy One. A reminder, the Iowa Catholic Radio semi-annual fundraiser going on right now, and your tax-deductible contribution is appreciated. And today only, we'll have a drawing for 2 tickets to the Iowa State Fair for Kings and Country at the Iowa State Fair Grandstand later on this year. Today only with a tax-deductible gift of $50 or more to Iowa Catholic Radio. You can go online at iowacatholicradio.com or call the office, 515-223-1150, until 5 o'clock this afternoon. 43-25. Pleasant Valley by 18 over Dowling, under 4 minutes to play, as both free throws are good by Pagliano. Now we've got a whistle and a foul on Pagliano. That'll be her second foul. And free throws coming for Marin Heller and Dowling Catholic. Reminder, we will have the post-game show, and Coach Kristen Meyer at Dowling usually goes to the press area as the head coach. They all go in there, so we'll get assistant coach Joel Danner and maybe a player, and we will have a post-game show here at Wells Fargo Arena, win or lose. First free throw by Heller is good. Second one on the way, good. Marin, a 67% free throw shooter on the year, and this afternoon she has 7 points off the bench, 43-27 Pleasant Valley.
Yeah, you have to give Pleasant Valley a lot of credit. With their defense has made everything difficult for the Maroons. I mean, it's not often this year we've seen the Maroons held to 10 points over a 12-minute span.
Well, yeah, single-digit scoring as Pleasant Valley got out to a 12-10 lead at the end of the first quarter. And the Spartans outscored Dowling 13-7 in that second quarter. Pleasant Valley led 25-17 at halftime. And then both teams in the third quarter, Scott, played to an 8-8 tie.
Yeah, again, Dowling's going to look back at a lot of missed opportunities in this game. But, again, Pleasant Valley had something to do with that with their defense.
With the ball poked away, and now Pleasant Valley inbounds the ball. They get a reverse layup that's no good by Hallie Weiss. Rebound Dowling, and now a steal by Pagliano. Goes all the way down for the uncontested layup, good with the left hand. Reagan Pagliano with the steal, and she's got 7 points. And Pleasant Valley now leading 45-27. 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter at Wells Fargo Arena. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinett, Jimmy Olson back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios as our studio producer. Dowling with the ball, right side. Here's Zediker underneath. Her shot is blocked out of bounds with 11 on the shot clock. Nice block that time underneath by Quinn Weiss. So if it's not one Weiss getting you, it's the younger one. Quinn is a sophomore.
Again, just making everything difficult. They're playing like a team that wants to get back and have a chance at Johnston again. They talked about that in one of the articles I read, that they want to get back. It was disappointing for them last year when they lost, but they're showing that today.
Fergs for three, and it's good. Lauren with her 5th point of the afternoon, and a timeout Dowling with 2:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. It'll be a 30-second timeout, says our official Chris Ellers. Chris Ellers, William Dotson, and Lance Ploger are 3 officials. Congratulations to them. This afternoon's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. 45-30. Pleasant Valley by 15 points over Dowling Catholic with 2:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Maroons need some points. I think they'll run the same plays that Coach Fran McCaffrey did with Iowa when they came back against Michigan State in the final minute and 50 of that game. Scored 27 points from that point on.
Why not?
Is it possible? How do you draw that up, Coach?
Time and game management, right?
Exactly.
23 points in 90 seconds.
We're looking for something. We're looking for half of that right
We're
now.
Just
half
asking
of
for
that.
15, right?
Yeah. We don't need 27. Just need something more than 15. All right. Length of the floor. Does Pleasant Valley go? Pagliano with it. Double team. They're just trying to play keep away. They break the press. Layup good. Well executed press breaker that time by Pleasant Valley. And Hallie Weiss shoots and scores. She has 17 points to lead all scorers this afternoon. 47-30. Spartans by 17 over Dowling with 2:20 to go.
Yeah, it was good execution. They didn't panic when the trap came and took advantage of the opening.
All right, Julia Moore with it. Dowling on the offensive end. Julia's shot blocked underneath by the other Weiss. Quinn Weiss with the block shot, and they're starting to add up here. Tell you what, hats off to head coach Jennifer Getz, 12th year at Pleasant Valley. Just got her 200th win in the regionals. 202 wins, 75 losses. Won a state title at Davenport Assumption. And her Mississippi athletic team giving Dowling all they can handle. And Zediker for three in the corner, and it's good. She's got her 10th point. Ava averaging just under 20 points and scores a corner three. So it's 47-33, our score. And we've got a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with a minute 54 remaining, and Dowling having some work to do. Shots like that help, but they still trail by 14.
And Dowling's driving and getting blocked, but with those movements, that's where you need the high post cutter or someone opening up in the lane for a dump off, so you're not just throwing the shot into their hands. I mean, you know that length's there, so you draw that length and kick it to somebody that's opening up when they leave their area. And Dowling just hasn't gotten that timing today in sync, and if they did, I mean, that would have been amazing. You know, they're not handling the zone very well, long story short.
That's true. Look down during the timeout, what a contingent Dowling has today. They got Dr. Ryan, Mr. Maindring, my football partner. There's a foul in the backcourt by Dowling. Tom Wilson, Jared Herring, Father Downey, Father Flood. Oh, my goodness, it's a who's who down there in that northeast corner. Foul in the backcourt on Dowling. Bruins now with their 4th team foul, so they got some fouls to give. 6 on Pleasant Valley here in the second half. There's Weiss. This is Haley Weiss crossing the timeline. They get underneath to Pagliano now. 20 on the shot clock, minute and a half to play, and the Bruins with another foul. That'll be the 15th foul. Or check that, this will be the 17th foul on Dowling. So it's Dowling with 17 fouls, Pleasant Valley with 4. Olsen with the foul, that's her 3rd. And free throws coming for Pagliano. She is a point guard with this group. Her and Hallie Weiss are the 2 point guards. First free throw good.
One of the problems Dowling is having now with trapping is who's going to go trap. A lot of times you see 3 people almost going to trap, and that just opens up the court way too much.
8 points for Pagliano. Second free throw coming. And it's good. 9 points for Reagan Pagliano. It's 49-33. Pleasant Valley by 16. Right now it looks like the Spartans going to play Johnston, a team that beat them in the semifinals last year that knocked off ended their season. There's Tritton right wing, 15 on the shot clock. Frericks from an NBA 3, it's no good. Offensive rebound Dowling. Julia Moore anticipated, gets it to Zedeker, out to Frericks. In the corner to Tritton for 3, it's up and no good off the back iron. Rebound Addie Maurer in Pleasant Valley. Pressure in the backcourt by Dowling. Near steal by Moore. They get it underneath to Hallie Weiss, and her shot no good. Foul called on Dowling, and 50 seconds remaining. And Pleasant Valley in the driver's seat right now, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, again, another possession. I think Dowling probably had 8 to 10 passes in that possession. When they need to score quickly, they're just making it difficult. And, thumbs up to them. You have to take your hat off and say they've earned this one today.
Hallie Weiss missing the first free throw. She'll get another one. This afternoon's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, and Mercy One. And now 2 seniors being taken off the floor along with Layla Tritton. 2 seniors, Julia Moore and Lauren Frericks, as Dowling now has brought in their reserves. Second free throw is good. 18 points now for Weiss as she makes 1 of 2. And in the front court now for Dowling Catholic is Macy Harnden, who just checked in, number 33. Also in there, number 3, Leah Brauch. And Ellie Moeller back into the Dowling lineup. Now skip pass over to Harnden, and Moeller's pass too deep. 34 seconds remaining, and Pleasant Valley is going to do a complete overhaul. All 5 players off and 5 new ones in. With 34 seconds remaining, Pleasant Valley by 17, and that is their largest lead of the day over Dowling.
Yeah, this is all the highs and lows, right? It's always hard for those seniors when they have to say goodbye to something they've loved and done for 4 years with Julia Moore and Lauren Frericks. They've been good representatives of Dowling Catholic this year and their careers.
Kaylee Mullen in there for Pleasant Valley, wearing number 4, a 5'7" sophomore, along with Casey Kane, a 5'8" sophomore. They pass the ball on the perimeter. Also in there, Rachel Vonderhaar, a 5'9" senior, wearing number 40 for Pleasant Valley. They're doing their little dribble weave. They try to work it inside. Reese O'Donnell, number 13, in there for Pleasant Valley. And that'll do it. Final score, 50-33. Pleasant Valley moves on to the Class 5A state championship game tomorrow night. They'll take on Johnston, a team that eliminated Pleasant Valley a year ago in the semifinals. It'll be Pleasant Valley and Johnston tomorrow night, and they'll play at 6 o'clock. So congratulations to Pleasant Valley and head coach Jennifer Getz and her team as they snap Dowling's 17-game winning streak as the Maroons conclude their season with a record of 20-5, and Pleasant Valley will head to the state championship game undefeated at 25-0, and they will take on a Johnston team tomorrow night. that has only lost once this year, and that was to Dowling Catholic. So it'll be a 24-1 Johnson team taking on undefeated Pleasant Valley, Scott.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. Johnson probably has a little more length than Dowling has overall, and it'll be interesting to see how they attack that zone. But it's, when you play in a league where most teams, I think everybody plays man except Urbandale, and you go into this and they have an extended zone and they play it well, and when you're a dribble drive offense and you're first in, when you catch the ball, you're putting the ball down to go right away, and that zone's right there on you, and you pick up one dribble and pick up, and that puts you in a bad position to start with. So it's just a different mindset, and the Maroons weren't able to adapt and attack the way they wanted to today.
Final score, Pleasant Valley defeats Dowling Catholic 50-33. As Pleasant Valley will move on to tomorrow night, they'll take on the Johnson Dragons for the Class 5A state championship. We'll take a break. Let's take a 2-minute break. Jimmy Olsen, who is our studio producer today, as there are ceremonies going on the floor right now between both teams. Dowling getting their team picture taken with their runner-up trophy, if you will, the consolation trophy for third and fourth place. There's no consolation brackets in girls basketball. Boys next week will do that. We'll take a 2-minute break, Jimmy. 50-33 the final. Pleasant Valley stops Dowling's 17-game winning streak with the win this afternoon, and we'll return with a post-game show in 2 minutes here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
515-223-1150. It's the semi-annual fundraiser at Iowa Catholic Radio. 515-223-1150 or online at iowacatholicradio.com. And for your gift, today only, of $50 or more, Matt, what could they win?
You'll be entered into a drawing for a pair of tickets to see For King and Country this summer at the Iowa State Fair Grandstand.
They're going to be there August 10th along with special guest We the Kingdom, and that's right, for $50 or more today, you will go in the running for a pair of tickets to see For King and Country at the Iowa State Fair. 515-223-1150 or online at iowacatholicradio.com, which has become one of the more popular ways to give. 515-223-1150 or iowacatholicradio.com. Now, again, it's at least $50 or more, and maybe you can do the or more. Maybe you're a person that could do more like $300 a month, Matt.
If you do that, then you have the option of picking a day of your choice throughout the year for a message that you want to send, either a birthday, a highlight of anniversary, or another special occasion, a memory, a milestone. If you can lift us up on your shoulders, see what I did there, Jimmy? we will lift up your message all throughout that day of your choosing. But days go quickly, so give us a call right now. Again, at that $300 a month level or more, 515-223-1150.
And that's what we would call a day sponsor, so that $300 a month, you are actually underwriting that day of broadcasting on Iowa Catholic Radio. So you will get the little message that will be shared that day. You will also go in the running for those tickets to see For King and Country at the Iowa State Fair with special guest We the Kingdom. But you need to pick up the phone and call
515-223-1150.
You can also do that online at iowacatholicradio.com. Again, that's 515-223-1150 or online at iowacatholicradio.com. It's the Iowa Catholic Radio semi-annual fundraiser.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
Hey, we're back here at Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines. Final score, it was Pleasant Valley defeating Dowling Catholic 50-33 in the girls' Class 5A state basketball tournament semifinals. So it'll be Pleasant Valley and Johnson tomorrow night, the first championship game all set. Teams warming up now. We'll be playing for either 3 or 4A, I think, is up next. But Mark Emmerdale, Scott Babinette, thanks to Jimmy Olsen, our studio producer today. And unfortunately, this is our final broadcast as we follow the Maroons. It's been a great ride this year, Scott. I know we're going to go to post-game, and depending on if the girls get done with their post-game ceremonies, there's a lot of things they go through. We hope to catch up with assistant coach Joel Danner and maybe a player if we could. But in the meantime, you and I we got a few scoring and statistics we'll read back. But I want to say thanks, Scott if I don't forget, for having you here, giving us that knowledge, a little bit of a little taste of what the Maroons go through in their 21-game regular season, and quite the postseason. This is Dowling's 4th postseason game, and you always want to get to that 5th postseason game. That means you're in the finals, but not this year for Dowling.
You do, and thank you for having me this year. It's been a blessing beyond what you know to have this opportunity to be around the program that I had the chance to be a part of for 5 years, and unfortunately I had to step away for family reasons, but the actual ability to be around this team, and especially for me, it's been fun to see the growth of our seniors and the leadership from when they came in and how they've led this team, not statistically, but with the character and the perseverance and the hustle out on the floor. And they're 2 special young ladies that have led this team, and hopefully those underclassmen learned a lot for them for their future. And at the end of these seasons, when you have your team, you want to have your team understand, this game doesn't define everything for you, but it should set a tone for you, the people returning. What do you want to get out of this? As referenced during the broadcast, the Pleasant Valley was disappointed in their performance at state last year, and all year it's driven them towards the point where they're going to the championship and having a chance to avenge their loss to Johnston last year. And that's what you want, is that drive. That's what's going to push you to that next level in the upcoming year. So I think the young players for Dowling will learn a lot from this and come back next season with a renewed focus on what they want to accomplish and how they want to attack situations like this game. So, it's been a great season. Coach Meyer, Danner, and Faber do a great job, and the girls are always prepared. Win or lose, they're always prepared.
Yeah, I've seen that, how detailed the scouting report is, and we've been privileged enough to be involved with that. But you're exactly right. Kids are prepared, but one thing coaches can't do, as you found out, you can't go out and play the game. You can kind of lead them and direct them, but they got to play the game. And some of that stuff doesn't show up in the stat book. Effort, heart. Seen a lot of that this year with this Dowling team, but we were also blessed to play quality opponents in that CIML, and the CIML now down to 9 teams in the conference. But when you're playing them twice a year in basketball, softball, and baseball, and volleyball, that says a lot. You're getting better, and it's almost like some of the guys have told me, so you guys almost play a state tournament type atmosphere every Tuesday or Friday night. I would concur.
Yes. I mean, and you hope that experience would have generated a little bit more. But sometimes the strength of schedule, sometimes it means something, sometimes it doesn't. When a team like Pleasant Valley, their strength of schedule wasn't what Dowling's was, but they're a very good team, and they play a different defense. 2-3 zone is nothing new to basketball, but in today's day and age, where so many teams play man defense, that change, if you play it well, can really throw teams if they're not prepared for it. I know Dowling had ways they wanted to attack it, and early on they did. They got 6 free throws, and it just kind of went away. I think that it turned a little bit when Zedekar had to sit down with 2 fouls. And, initially they got a 3 from Heller, but after that it kind of fell apart, and the attack angles didn't come as well. And they just didn't get anything out of the high post today.
You're listening to the post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. We're at Wells Fargo Arena, courtside, as the teams that are playing for I think it's Class 3A is up next, are warming up. As we're waiting, assistant coach Joel Danner and maybe a player for Dowling. This will be our final post-game show of the season. We want to thank our supporters. If we don't do it before we get off the air this afternoon, Catholic Tuition Organization, Dental Associates, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. We thank them for all they've done in us broadcasting Dowling Catholic Athletics. Started in the fall, back in late August, right after the fair with Dowling football, and continued here through early March with the basketball state tournaments. And let's take a look at the scoring before we turn it over to Scott with the final statistics. For Dowling Catholic, the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Maroons conclude their season with a record of 20-5, and they had their 17-game winning streak snapped. Maroons were led in scoring by Ava Zedekar with 10 points this afternoon. She was the only player in double figures. She was followed by Marin Heller off the bench with 7 points. 5 points each for Lauren Frericks and Julia Moore, and those are the only 2 seniors on the Dowling squad, and they both finished with 5 points each. And rounding out scoring for the Maroons, off the bench, Ellie Muller, the 6'1 freshman with 4 points, 1 point each for Layla Tritton and for Ellie Olson, as Dowling was outscored in that fourth quarter, 17-8. For Pleasant Valley, their leading scorers, they had 2 in double figures, led by Hallie Weiss with 18 points, the Marquette recruit and senior with 18 points. 10 points for Addie Maurer. Rounding out scoring for Pleasant Valley, 9 points for Reagan Pagliano, 8 points for Jesse Clemens, 3 points for Quinn Weiss, and 2 points for Isabel Kramer, as Pleasant Valley got out to a 12-10 first quarter lead. They outscored Dowling 13-7 in the second quarter. The Spartans led by 8 at halftime, 25-17. In the third quarter, both teams played to an 8-8 tie, so it was a 8-point lead for Pleasant Valley going into the fourth quarter. They led 33-25, and they outscored Dowling in the final period, Scott, 17-8 to win it, 50-33 over Dowling. So that's a look at the scoring, and you've got some of the statistics there.
Yeah, for the game, Dowling was 12 for 42 from the field, 5 for 20 from three-point line, 4 for 10 for the free throw line, which we referenced several times. It was very unusual for them this season. They won the battle of the boards with 29 rebounds. They did have 16 turnovers, which was very impacting on the game. For Pleasant Valley, they shot 50% from the field, 17 for 34 overall, 4 for 12 from the three line. They were 12 for 14, including 7 for 8 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line, 19 rebounds. They had 9 total turnovers. And looking at they had 5 blocks compared to 4, but I think those 5, a lot of them came late in the game there, at least 2 of them. So you just give them credit. They did a great job and shut down the Maroons' offense tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did. And, when you look at the season as a whole, you're playing 21 regular season games. You don't know what your postseason is going to be like because that's determined late in the year. But you always want to end at the state tournament.
You do.
And you also want to try to win the state tournament. Sometimes it's not possible, but as a program, when you end up here, that says a lot. And for Dowling Catholic, this is their 24th state tournament appearance as a program, which really was started under Bob and Sharon Hansen back in the early 80s, and they have built the program, and it's, the handoff to John Wilkinson, and the handoff to Bob and Sharon again, and now to Kristen Meyer. That says a lot about this program. And the Maroons' last title was back in 2014, so it's always uphill. You always want to try and get here, and when you do, you want to try and win it. But it'll be Johnston and Pleasant Valley tomorrow night for the 5A title, which means that Maroon season is now over.
Yeah, and I mean, I know in the years I was with Dowling, we had some very good years, and sometimes you get down here and you run into somebody that's just better on that given day, and so it's tough, but it happens, and you hope for the good days, and unfortunately today wasn't one of them. But again, I can't say enough. I had the privilege of being around with the 2 seniors their first 2 years, and the growth I've seen the last 2 years covering the team. For the 2 or 3 games last year, and then all the games this season. So it's been tremendous.
Well, here's a couple players and a coach that'll join us, Joel Danner and Julia Moore. And what a year it's been as we'll continue our post-game show. Again, the final, Pleasant Valley 50 and Dowling Catholic 33. And Julia, I know it's not the way you want it to end, but what a fantastic run you guys did. Playing a very quality team. That's the toughest defense you've probably seen all year.
Yeah.
But what a game it was, and you know what? I know you got more floor burdens than anybody, but what a way to compete.
Thank you. Yeah, they were a very talented team, and they competed hard against us. It just wasn't our shooting day.
It wasn't, and they had a lot to do with that, but you competed, and I know, at the end of the first quarter you were down 2, and as a senior you go into halftime, you're down 8, and that hasn't happened often this year.
No.
And talk about the thoughts and maybe the adjustment, because that 2-3 zone was, in football you call it a press defense, and I think you can call it a press 2-3 zone because they were in your face every time you caught the ball.
Yeah, they were pretty lengthy, so it was hard to move it, but we just talked about how we need to play our game, and shots will fall in the second half, and a couple more did, but we just didn't get the stops on defense that we usually do. So, yeah.
Julia, it's been a privilege watching the last 2 years and being a part of your and Lauren's career the first 2 years. Just the growth you've shown to your team and leadership. What do you think you've passed down to the group as you close out your career here?
I mean, biggest takeaway is I hope they learn to play as hard as I tried to do and just be a good teammate, be a good leader, be positive. Those are the main takeaways. Just be a good person, a good teammate on and off the court.
Yeah, you guys have really exemplified that. You know, I used to tease you about being the human floor mop or the rug burn lady, and you know, we joke about it. It's kind of corny, but your hustle has been very inspirational to your teammates. I just want you to know that the growth you've experienced, and we just wish you well as you go off to is it Washington University in your soccer career, but we'll miss seeing you out here on the basketball court. Thank you for the fun that was to cover you.
And Julia, before we turn it over to Coach Danner here, but your twin sister came out at halftime. Have you gotten her feedback on that yet? Or
I haven't talked to her. I haven't been on my phone, but she told me she was going to do it.
Yep. Well, Coach Wilson recruited her to go out and represent Dowling. They had a little halftime activity, and they selected another student body player from Pleasant Valley.
Yeah.
And your sister came out on the short end, which I didn't think would happen because she did. But
Good
she got parting gifts. Didn't she, Scott? A parting gift?
Is it cookies or something?
Yeah. So make sure she shares them with you.
Well, she wore my jersey, so maybe she had a little bit of me in it.
Well, Julia, congratulations. Senior year, as Scott said, you're going off to Wash U to play soccer in St. Louis, and that'll be great. But memories here, and I certainly can attest to them. As Scott mentioned, floor mop. You called her a floor mop?
Human floor mop.
Floor
she's
mop.
just everywhere, even in practice.
I would never
diving
call
all over
Julia.
the place. Well, she knows what I mean. She makes
well,
all the
I won
hustle
every
plays.
Ball, so.
Yeah.
You did, and you competed tonight. I know things didn't go Dowling's way, but you know what? When you can end your high school career at the state tournament, that says a lot about the program. And you and Lauren had a lot to do as seniors leading this young group, and you did.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be pleasantly surprised with that, and forever grateful.
Yeah, really proud of our team and how much we've grown this season, and making it here, wouldn't want to end it any other way.
Right. All right. Well, my dear, let's pass it over to this guy. I know he's as frustrated as anybody. Coach Danner, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I know it didn't come out the way you wanted it tonight. You and the coaching staff, great job with these young ladies, and you got one of the two seniors. I can imagine what it's like in the media tent, which we're not privy to. That's why you're here. You know,
but this is big time right here.
Anytime
we can talk to you two, Iowa Catholic Radio, life is good. Hey, you know what? Obviously not the finish that we wanted, but you know what? Julia and Lauren have left a legacy, their legacy for the last 4 years that our girls they've seen, they've followed, they've witnessed, and you know it's only going to continue. I mean, Coach Meyer's got a nice thing going here, and you know it will continue. We've had excellent leaders the last few years.
You know, as Julia mentioned, and I was talking with her about today's game. I mean, that's a 2-3 zone that it kind of reminds me of the old Syracuse 2-3 zone. There are just no holes in it, and it was tough to find a shot or a way to get to the basket consistently this afternoon.
For high school girls basketball, that's a great. You know, Syracuse is right there. I mean, there's just so much length and so hard to see, you know, a passing lane with their arms out and stretched out the way they were. And you've got to be so sure with passes. And they did such an outstanding job of taking away Ava. They really focused on that. And, you know, we just struggled at times offensively. But you know what? We gave ourselves an opportunity, slipped away a little bit in the second half. But, yeah, it's you know, you can't take away semifinals in the state tournament.
Coach, I know that spending time with you the 5 years that I was with you, how much the girls mean to you and how much you pour into their lives and everything. But just talk a little bit about Julia and Lauren and what impact they've had and on the program from your perspective and how much you've enjoyed having them a part of it.
You know, they just follow those three examples, you know, that Coach always talks about. But I think, again, it's just the tradition. They're so good with our younger girls in the program, but then our even younger girls at camps. And the legacy that they're going to leave behind is just hard work. I mean, physically and mentally. And Julia exemplifies that, and Lauren, they bring so much fun to practice each and every day, and you know you can always count on them to give total effort. And you know, anytime that you have freshmen and sophomores watching that and experiencing that every day, it's only going to lead to good things down the road.
Well, it certainly did this year. It got you a trip to the state tournament, and we got to wrap things up here, Scott Babinette, but give a shout out. We'll let Julia. She's got She's got her peeps out there, her fans. But you give a shout-out, Mr. Babinett, because I know you do a lot behind the scenes of this program that go unnoticed.
Obviously my wife and my 2 daughters, but all my family that's probably watching somewhere around the state of Iowa and other states. But it's been a great year. Thank you.
Well, appreciate you being part of it, Scott. Thanks for all you do behind the scenes and keeping Babinett in place,
That's a tough job right
there.
You need a full-time assistant just for that.
Well, now you passed him on to me since he's no longer coaching, so thanks for that. Julia, final time. Give a shout-out out there. Who's listening?
Shout-out to my grandparents and family watching from Arizona and Washington.
My goodness. Well, Iowa Catholic Radio goes out there. I know they listen.
Yes.
Did we do a decent enough job, or that we're supposed to call your name more often? What, they want more of you and less of us?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, we'll try to do that next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Great job on your senior year. Finish up soccer strong. Stay healthy.
I will.
And keep scrapping. And I'm not going to call you the human floor mop like Babinett.
How about floor burn?
Floor burn. Now there, I can do that. And she's got a few probably on her today. Thank you very much, Julia.
Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, Scott, that'll wrap things up. I think we got to send us off. And our thanks to Julia and to Scott. And we got to get off press row, I think. They want us off.
Are they kicking us
ice.
out there?
Yeah, we're under ice. So I'll catch up with you. Scott. So, all right, we got to say goodbyes. Again, thanks to you and that other guy who I keep getting in more debates with, more so than you, because you're just a great guy. I got that Jimmy Cataldo guy. He's, and Coach Swain will be down here tomorrow, or next week rather, for the boys' state tournament. So I had him for one game on the boys' side. But thanks for all you do, Scott. I know you had to give up coaching because of your home and work, but I'm glad to have you twice a week for Tuesday, Friday basketball.
It's so much fun to be a part of this, and I'm grateful for my wife who is all supportive of this and has really encouraged this aspect and the change in career and being able to do something like this. I appreciate you having me. It's fun, like I say, to be around this program, and I miss it, but being able to be a part of it the way we are is very fun, and people don't realize how much it is.
Yeah, that is true. Well, Dowling graduates 2 seniors, and we talked to one of them, Julia Moore. The other was Lauren Frericks. They graduate. Lauren going down to the University of Kansas to be a student next year. And I mentioned Julia Moore headed to Washington University in St. Louis to play soccer. But 1 junior, 5 sophomores, and 2 freshmen on this roster return, along with the Tom Donahue and Lisa Morrissey-Smith JV2 or JV1 team that'll be up on the varsity next year.
Yeah, and they've got a lot to look forward to. I mean, being a young team, and they've got a lot in front of them if they want to take it. They need to get more balance, as you saw today. Pleasant Valley really focused on Zediker, and so you need the other people to find ways to score, to take the pressure off of her. And I'm sure they'll do that. They'll see improvement over this summer because the coaches do a good job of development.
The teams warming up now are Vinton Shellsburg, the ace seed, who knocked off Esterville Lincoln Central, the 1 seed, last, I think it was Monday. So Vinton Shellsburg taking on Benton Community, who beat Des Moines Christian back on Monday. So those 2 teams are the teams warming up. I wanted to get that in because I know we got listeners out there. But, Scott, thanks for all you do, and I appreciate you coming along. Hopefully we can do this again next year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
If you have me back. Thank you.
You bet. Scott Babinett, my broadcast partner here on the girls' side. Jimmy Cataldo was the other broadcast partner on the boys. And that'll wrap up our broadcast. Our thanks to everybody at Dowling Catholic, including Athletic Director Tom Wilson, Colleen Webb, and Jared Herrig in the athletic office, Dr. Ryan, and all the staff, Mr. Matt Maindring, the principal. And that'll be it for us. We will have Dowling Catholic soccer and softball and baseball this summer. And then we, Lord willing, come back for high school football in the fall. And they still do not have the high school football schedule out. Hopefully that'll be done here in the coming days as we're into March right now. But we're anticipating the schedules, but they have not been posted as of yet. So for our studio producer, Jimmy Olson, and everybody at Iowa Catholic Radio, including our executive director, Matt Wilkham, this is Mark Amadale saying good afternoon from Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. With the final score for the final time, Pleasant Valley defeating Dowling Catholic 50-33. The Maroons conclude their season. The Dowling girls finished with a record of 20 wins and 5 losses. Pleasant Valley heads to the state championship game with a record of 25-0, and they'll take on a 24-1 Johnson team tomorrow night for the 5A state tournament. For Jimmy Olson, Scott Babinett, Mark Amadale, from all of us here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled afternoon.
Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.